everyone, welcome back to Beekeeping with Natalie, or welcome to if you are new. We're going to talk about Apimaye today. I've done a video on them before and I was really excited about it and I hadn't tried it out yet, and now we have a couple hives that are in Apimaye boxes and they just do really good. They're one of the only boxes out there like this that everybody just really loves. Now they are really pricey and it is something you kind of have to think about, but it's 100% worth your money, and there's just so many little things to the Apimaye boxes that do really well. So we're going to talk about them today. This spot is one of my least favorite spots for hives because it is the Black Widow spot, and I've found so many here before, but I don't think it's that time of year to see one, so we're just going to hope for it. But anyways, we're just going to check it out, and I'm not going to go through all the cool features about this because there's so many of them, but one of the things I do love about these Apimaye boxes is they do clip in. The lids do, because we have some hives that are nucs like these and the lids always tend to fly off because they're the cheap little ones, or they're just those easy nucs that you can fold together, and those always fly off, especially here when we've got a lot of wind going on. So that's really nice. You can clip them in. The entrances can be changed all the time. I think we've got just one going right now, and so that's also really great. Now we always do a lot of pollen trapping with these, which is my favorite time of year, just to see all that pollen come in and also to see all the different colors and everything. So hopefully we'll do a little bit of that this year. I don't think we did any last year actually, but I don't mind pollen. It actually doesn't taste too bad. So anyways, we might do some of that, but that's one of the ways that we do our pollen trapping, is with these Apimaye boxes. So this is the feeder. I think I actually did syrup in these, but I have no idea if I did it right or not. Looks like I did because they took all of it. So I did that a couple weeks ago, I think it was. I just poured that right in. So we're just going to pull these off. Now, the thing I want to talk about with this hive is it actually made it through winter, and we overwintered this hive, I believe, as a 3-frame, if I'm correct. Yep. So this is just a 3-frame nuc right here. We don't have anything on this side. There's just a divider down here in the middle, and there are some frames on that side, but there's no bees in it. So it's just a 3-frame nuc, and they did really well. I mean, you can see there's a good amount of bees in here. There's not a ton, but there's enough that you can call it a hive. So for a 3-frame nuc going through winter, when we get down into like -10 or whatever it is, I don't know. It got really cold this year. It just shows how well these insulated hives do. So we're gonna go through, check them out, see what they look like, because it's been a little cold. I haven't wanted to pull any frames out, but we can do that now because it's like, I think it's around 80 today, which is insane for February, but it's exciting too. Okay, so it looks like this one's got a little bit of weight to it. Got just a tiny little patch of food right there. And then, oh, look at that. So it looks like we've got a little bit of food. We've got a lot of pollen going around over here. You can see these 2 bees here. They've got little pollen packets on them, or whatever you call that. I don't know, I'm blanking on that one. Just bright yellow. So that's always fun to see. The pollen's not coming in like crazy, but it's there. That looks good. So there's a really small patch of brood, but then she's got eggs laid all around that. I'm going to check to see if she's on this frame. It's not looking like it. So I'm just going to set it off to the side here, and then go through some of these frames. So it looks like there's another good patch of brood over here. I don't even remember what this was. I feel like it was a late, or maybe it was just a split we did. So we've got a little patch of brood there, and looks like she hasn't got to that part yet, but she'll probably start laying up in there really quick here. A little bit more brood. She does have that side laid up, which looks great. And here she is right in the middle. She looks good. Well, that's 3 for 3 today. I actually have gone through 3 different hives today, and I found the queen on each one of them. One I did have to go through twice, but we won't talk about that. Let's just see what's on this last frame. I mean, they look really good, so I'm not worried about it, and I think they'll do really good this year. Now, this is also pretty heavy. They've got a lot of pollen in there, and they've still got a little bit of food up here. Now, it's not stuffed full, and there is, like this side doesn't have much on it, mostly empty. So we'll feed them here soon. But I mean, that looks really great, and it's just something that's crazy that you can do now, because a lot of people say you can't overwinter nucs, which I can understand that in some places, but for us here in Missouri, we can overwinter nucs pretty well, and especially in these Apimaye boxes like this, you can totally overwinter. And I would totally recommend checking it out also, and I think I said totally like 3 times, but we're gonna go ahead and put this back together. I'll probably come back and give them some more feed just to boost them a little bit more, and we are gonna have a nice little dearth here over the next month or 2, so we'll wanna make sure we're feeding them. But I really do think most of our winter is coming to an end, so they're gonna make it out and they'll do really well. So that's just kind of all for today's video on just talking about that, but we're gonna go ahead and put this hive back together. Now I know one of the things people complain about is this is flat right here, and so sometimes if you set this down you can smush all the bees, but if you put the lid upside down it actually fits perfectly just like that, so you're not smashing any of those bees, and you can just put it right back on. It was something my dad complained about for a while, and I was like, actually, you can do this. So that was nice correcting him on that one. But anyway, so yeah, that's really it. And we're just gonna put this back together. I don't usually clip it in because, I mean, we're going through them quite often and I'm not really good about doing it. But it's great for moving hives because we always have lids falling off too. That's another great thing about these, and they've got handles on the side. Now we do have I believe this is a 7 frame actually, you can fit 7 frames in here, which we did for some of our grafting last year or a couple years ago. We usually use this box as our queen rearing box, but we kind of have a different system going this year, so we haven't been doing it. But it's a great grafting box and starter. So if you are looking into do that, I would recommend one of these boxes too, because it helps them out a lot, and I do think it really helps those queens too that you're grafting. We also have a 10 frame box that we've been using, and they did really great. They overwintered in that awesome. So anyways, just kind of talking about that and looking forward to do some pollen trapping on this, so look for that here in the future. But I think that's all for today's video. So thanks for watching, and follow along for more bee adventures, and be here next time on Beekeeping with Natalie.